everyone, it's Vinny here to help you become your best self. I give this information away for free every single week, so if you do like the channel, please do subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend, and help me to build a big community of people who are all supporting each other and becoming their best selves. Today we're talking about conversation mistakes and how to be a little bit better in your next conversation. You may not know that you make these mistakes, and you may not even realise that it's a problem. But working on these common mistakes can make you entirely more easy to talk to and more enjoyable to talk to. The first one, I think it goes without saying, but try not to talk about yourself too much. Now there are a lot of situations where talking about yourself is necessary, so I'm going to try and give you a better idea of what I mean by this. If you mention a story that is similar to that's been mentioned by someone else in the conversation, but you continue to try and elicit reactions from the group or the person based on your story rather than deflecting the attention back, that can come across as arrogant or narcissistic or self-centered or even just plain attention seeking, depending on the context. So if you're doing these things, you're talking about yourself but in the wrong way. The right way to do this, if you want to add your own personal experiences into a conversation, is to draw parallels to what the person has just said. You can do this by asking questions from the original conversation starter, like, does this match what you were trying to say? Or even, was your experience like mine? This can deflect the attention back away from you and show that you're just encouraging further conversation. Another thing to do is to use the yes and technique when someone else is making a joke. This is where you highlight someone's joke and try to double down on it. So you support what they've said by adding more context or further narrative. This can make you appear more funny, for one thing. It can keep the conversation going longer and make it more enjoyable. I think it's pretty universally accepted that being funny in conversation can make conversation much more enjoyable. It's quite common that people can try and move on from them, deliberately not laugh, and definitely not double down on them.
Their jokes, Vinny. Double down on their jokes. Don't double down on people, it's rude.
This is because maybe their ego is standing in the way. Perhaps they think they're supposed to be the funny one of the group.
You're not in any danger of that though, are you, you silly little
Just don't be that guy. Just don't. Which leads me to another mistake that I see is commonly made, and it's trying to one-up the person who is having the conversation. For example, if they tell you about a trip that they had to Tenerife, but you went to 11 Tenerife, that's not the time to bring that up. This never comes across well at all. It can make you appear very pretentious. Remember, for a lot of people, the experiences that they've had are the very top level of everything that they're talking about. To illustrate, if someone's had the most difficult day of their life and it's because their cat died, but you witnessed a genocide,
good example, mate. We're never going to make it on YouTube.
And that doesn't make yours harder than theirs. They still went through the same emotions you did. There is never a good time to say, yeah, well, I have it worse than you. Finally, the best way to converse with someone is to listen and engage properly. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and there's a reason for that. Active listening is where you show that you are engaging and understanding with what someone is saying. You would do things like paraphrase what they've just said back to them to show that you've understood, or to gain more understanding from what they've just said. For example, nodding to show that you agree, or just maintaining eye contact. If you are distracted by something else like your phone, people can get offended or think that you're not interested in what they're saying. It's incredibly rude as well. It's also important to gain a better understanding of what someone is saying, particularly if you don't get what they said when they first said it. This is where the paraphrasing really comes in. If someone said something to you like, oh, I felt like I'd been hit by a truck this morning, that can have a multitude of meanings. Maybe they're in pain, maybe they're hungover, maybe they're tired. So saying something like that back, like, oh, you're really that tired? Or, oh, it hurts that much? Or perhaps just, too much drink last night, mate. This can ensure that you are following the conversation correctly and adequately understanding what they are trying to say.
If you have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment on the video. It all helps me get a much better outreach to more people so I can bring this type of video to them as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.